And hey there, good Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios. It has been at 10. It is your Monday through Friday weather show for Southern Indiana, Louisville Metro, Kentucky, Ohio Valley, and beyond. Wherever you want to watch from, we'll be talking about all things weather here, and we'll be looking at the weather all the way through our Thanksgiving week, which features a Thanksgiving little cold spell we'll be talking about. Also, we've got more rain to time out and track for tomorrow, for Friday, possibly into early Saturday. The good news, a lot of our weekend will be dry. And this is just a gloomy week as the gloom continues out there today. Had a little mist hitting the windshield from time to time heading into work this morning. So that's probably what we're going to get. Low clouds, low stratus clouds, only around 2,000 to 4,000 feet above the ground, and every once in a while putting down a little bit of mist out there. And we can see here the gloomy conditions on the radar and satellite as the sun comes up, the visible satellite showing the gray conditions across the area. But at the same time, we have some cool conditions. We've got readings here on our interactive radar map, plotted out the temperatures, 46 degrees in many locations. And it's just going to be tough to warm up today because of the clouds and this light north breeze. So we're only talking temperatures, probably upper 40s, low 50s for this afternoon. And then we might level off right around 60 degrees for the rest of the week, actually. So just a little bit milder. And this is why I guess November is not my favorite month. The gloom that we get every November, especially late November. But at least we got Thanksgiving to look forward to. We're going to be hosting this year, so we've got a bunch of family members coming. So if you're new to the program here, this is your show. Drop in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Don't be shy. Let us know if you have any questions and help guide the conversation, guide some of the weather maps, whatever you want to see. I'll bring up whatever I can here. And we're going to be talking about it for about 40, 45 minutes. Going to give you that forecast right off the bat. And then we'll do your weather history, weather jokes, 7-day forecast. That'll take us through about 10:20, and then we'll get the nerdy portion of the show underway, which is the weather models and the long-range forecast. And then we'll do a recap of the forecasts for those hopping on a little bit later in the show. Live look outside, and there's the gloom we're talking about. Isn't it lovely when the gray concrete blends in with the gray sky and there's no leaves? Just a wonderful time of the year that continues pretty much all the way through March. So there's your lovely look outside. Here's another look outside, by the way. This is up in beautiful Brown County, Indiana. There you can see, a week or two ago, we had the beautiful fall foliage, and now pretty much, I would say, 90% of the leaves are now on the ground. And I need to personally find a dry day where I can mow the yard so we can kind of grind up and mulch up the leaves. But this is where we're at, and we've got Beverly Hagist popping in this morning. Good morning from Borden, Indiana. And Dennis had a foggy start there in Bedford, did get the walk in. Whoop, whoop. Very good. Very good. And then Christian, good morning. Only 41 in Carmel, Indiana. Chilly start there. We've got Orlean Whitlow with a little warmer down south there in LaRue County in the lower 50s. And Erica, we got a good morning here from Charlestown, Indiana. And Perry Porter popping in from Borden, Indiana. Good morning. Awesome day. It's better than yesterday. It is going to be mostly dry. And every time Perry Porter pops in, we're going to bring out Big Happy. A cheers with the second cup of coffee. The second cup of Joe is straight black coffee for me. And we got Christian popping in with our countdown. 36 days until Christmas and 43 days until New Year's. We've been doing this countdown ever since summertime. It's crazy how fast the time is flying by here for us. All right, let's get to the forecast here and bring up your weather headlines for this November the 19th. Cloudy, cool, little mist from time to time this morning. Rain Thursday afternoon and evening time. I would say especially evening. So I think actually a lot of the area might see a decent amount of dry time tomorrow, although we've got rain chances ramping up as we head through the afternoon and evening. And then we're going to have scattered showers that continue through Friday and possibly a little light rain sprinkles into our Saturday morning. The good news, most of our weekend should be dry. Another system will likely move in Monday into Tuesday next week, but more like Tuesday so far. There's a little discrepancy in the weather models there. And then behind that system, we're going to start to draw in some Canadian air. It looks like it's going to be a cold Thanksgiving and maybe an extra cold Black Friday. Euro, GFS, Canadian weather models on board for the Thanksgiving chill spell on the way. All right, so the forecast, there's a look at the Thanksgiving cold spell. Notice the door opens up there at the Canadian border and dropping in that north flow and below normal temperatures. So the forecast here for today, your Wednesday, oops, that says November 1st. We're going back in time. That shows you AI did not create this. A silly human being made this forecast. That should be November 19th. So 51 degrees the high today, little milder as you go south, a little cooler as you go north. So these temperatures are kind of in the middle. A little patch of mist this morning, otherwise cloudy and cool. Some stubborn clouds, a north wind at around 5 miles per hour, sunset at 5:27. All right. So that is a look there. We're looking again outside for a second as I want to bring up another thing here. We're looking at the temperatures in the 40s across the area with the interactive map here. I want to remind you that this is a new interactive map that has dozens of meteorological layers if you want to check out, and very cool visible satellite that you can see here. And the satellite is high definition and goes across the globe. You've got futurecast, you've got wind gusts, you've got, again, just a whole lot of different layers that you can play around with here and have some fun. If you're a weather nerd, there you go. Watches, warnings, all that good stuff. And just to shout out some more products here. We got our live show up there. You can see me and then me right there. And then we've got our current conditions, 47 degrees, a little mist being reported. This also has a look at your sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset, moon phase. A lot of different weather variables right there with the currents. You've got your 7 or 8 day forecast right there, and then the hourly forecast throughout the day. 7 day forecast that I posted right there for you in the brand new weather story that gives you a little more detail into what to expect for today and beyond. So there you go. As we get moving along, I want to give a quick shout out to our partners here, Lyons Roofing, Lyons Roofing. Just talked to one of their guys this morning, and they're looking for little dry spells to get that work done. They're always paying attention to the weather very closely to help their customers out and get those roofs on as efficiently as they can. But they are protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime on either side of the river. They got you covered in Louisville as well. You can give them a call, 812-294-3595. And I may have been talking to one of their people about trying to find a time when we can go golf again. So maybe that will be next Wednesday. We'll see. Also want to thank our friendly partners here at Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg campus. That's 9 miles north of downtown Louisville, right there in Sellersburg at Highway 311 and I-65. Just pop in here to ivytech.edu if you want to get started to learn more. You just head over here to the Sellersburg location, and you're just going to learn a ton about you got tuition, aid, how to pay for it, student services. They've got a program too where they help their students with Thanksgiving time. They've got an angel tree. If you want to go there, pop in and donate. You can do that there. So if you're thinking about giving, that is one way to do that. Dozens of 2-year certification programs to check out here. You can see their schedule there. They have sessions throughout the year where you can hop on and start your post-secondary education, whatever you like. You click on the Ivy Experience and see maps and tours of their programs and a whole lot more there. Shout out to my buddy Michael Long, too. He just reduced our monthly payment a couple times over the last month or so. One, because we signed up for the app, we got the student discount, and then recently We added on life insurance policies, which reduced our bill because we bundled it all up. So there are a lot of interesting ways to save. If you're not happy with your insurance company, you want to get a quote. They've had reductions in their auto renewals. Of course, he does, again, life and all different types of insurance that you might be thinking about. Get a quote here with Michael Long. 812-578-3072. Go to amfam.com and then just search Michael Long. It'll take you to this page right here. I want to thank our friends at Libs Paving. Just like Lions Roofing, they are trying to find every window that they can of dry time to get in more of their work. So I'm talking to them frequently every day about when we can get that work in. Speaking of work, if you want some work, you know someone that needs some work, maybe a family member, friend, acquaintance, neighbor, let them know that there are opportunities often here at libspaving.com in the careers section. So thanks to all of our partners there for helping out our community. And here we go. We are ready to move along to the meat of the forecast here. And we got a few more comments popping in too, so we'll get to those here in just a second. Just a quick reminder too, if you ever want to join up with our advertising and marketing solutions here at Extol Weather, you can contact me. Email ben@extolmag.com. That's where it starts, and then we can hook up a phone call, virtual meeting, or we can meet face-to-face and talk about all of our different products and content where you can see your logos, your products, interviews, live interviews. So if your business or organization wants to get that word out, let us know, and we can connect right there. All right. Also, I want to remind you, NWSB Bank. Okay. So they, any of their locations, any of their branches, you can go and help out those in need. This is for REACH food program for kids. Items needed are canned food, non-perishable items, snacks, and dry cereals. Don't have to be a member of the bank. Just stop on by and help out that way too. We have, Christian, are we going to have snow on Thanksgiving? I don't think so, but I think we are going to get a bit chillier. And hey, that's not too bad though, Christian. Glad you hopped on the fire department there and helping out. All right, let's move on to the forecast here. Again, cloudy, cool, little mist today, rain tomorrow afternoon into the evening time that could continue off and on through early Saturday morning, and then mostly dry for the weekend. We're talking about a Thanksgiving cold spell, which we'll look at with the weather models here in just a second. Our forecast today, we're going to upper 40s, low 50s, and just gloomy out there with some low clouds. Almost no breeze, just a very light breeze from the north and northeast. Our weather jokes of the day. How do farmers find more cows to buy? They look through a catalog. I found a great place online to buy sausage. I'll send you a link. I got hired at the thermometer factory, but it's just temp work. And a good morning to Mike Sievert for popping in right when we're getting the jokes underway here. And finally, our last joke of the day. I just got word that the company that makes yardsticks won't be making them any longer. Get it? Because they're just one length. You can't make them any longer. All right. There they go. There goes the free jokes. All right. How many days until Thanksgiving? 8 days. Earliest sunsets in 13 days. It's right around December 2nd, 5:22 p.m. sunset. Christmas 36, springtime in 122 days. Today's weather history. Jennifer, we got a chuckle out of Jennifer Ludwig. Thanks for dropping in the comments there. Beverly Haggis, thank you very much. I appreciate you. So going back in the day here, 1798, from the 17th to the 21st, a snowstorm buried the Northeast, New England. 3 feet of accumulation was reported in New Hampshire and Maine. New York City received 12 to 18 inches. President Adams was traveling between New York and Princeton and wrote to the First Lady about the violent snowstorm. Thank you very much, Christian. I appreciate it. We'll try to keep them coming. If you have any weather jokes, email me, ben@extolmag.com, because we're running out of jokes. All right, 1880, back in the day, Indianapolis, the low temperature drops to 3 below. This marked the earliest winter date in city records for the temperature to drop below 0. Well, it wouldn't be a winter date technically, but it's the earliest date that they got below 0. 1921, the Columbia Gorge ice storm finally came to an end after blocking the Columbia River Highway, with 54 inches of snow, sleet, and glaze. In 1930, an EF4 tornado struck the town of Bethany, Oklahoma. It moved northeast from 3 miles west of Oklahoma city limits to the eastern part of Bethany. 110 homes and 700 other buildings, and about a fourth of the town were damaged or destroyed. Reminder, I've been talking about it a lot. November is kind of a secondary severe weather season. This is the most love I've gotten for the jokes ever. That's 4 comments. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Lillian. 1981, a foot of snow fell on the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, causing a tear in the roof of the Hubert Humphrey Metrodome. Seeing a lot of snow here in the weather history. We no longer see the tropical weather history that we had through like October. Now we're starting to just see a lot of cold and snow in the weather history there. All right, back to the forecast here. Again, upper 40s, low 50s. A little mist out there from time to time. And tonight, it's going to be cloudy and cool, a low of 44, and just a light breeze. Our sun up at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Kind of hard to wake up when you got all this gloom lingering around. If it makes you a little depressed, there is actually seasonal affective depression, SAD, SAD, this time of the year through wintertime. Just remember, there's always blue skies right above the clouds. I don't think that really helps, but I tried. Okay, we're back to it. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. I think there's actually going to be a decent amount of dry time tomorrow. A lot of clouds around. But then as we go, hour by hour through the afternoon, the rain chances start to increase from the west. And then especially tomorrow evening, some rain. So not a washout tomorrow. And 56 is our normal high. So we're kind of close to that. 38 is the normal low. Again, the sun up at 7:30 and the sunset at 5:27. Here's the big old 7-day forecast that takes us through the middle of our Thanksgiving week. And we'll look at Thanksgiving with the GFS weather model here in just a second. But I got a 70% chance of that rain tomorrow, especially the last half of the day, Thursday. And then scattered showers off and on Friday. We got that at about a 90% chance of rain, high of 62. These temperatures aren't too bad, hovering in the upper 50s, low 60s. 60 for Saturday. We could see a little sprinkle left over there early Saturday, but then most of our weekend looks dry. And Sunday, hoping for the return of some sunshine there before the clouds likely come back for much of next week. Now, the GFS and the Canadian weather model are showing a chance of maybe a little bit of rain trying to scoot in Monday. The Euro is dry, but all the models show wet weather next Tuesday, and then maybe a couple lingering showers early Wednesday. These systems aren't real quick this time of the year. And then colder air begins to filter in for our Thanksgiving. It looks like we might be down to highs in the 40s Thanksgiving, maybe 30s for highs for Black Friday, showing 20s Thursday night. And again, we'll look at that here in just a second. It is now 10:18. We're pretty much right on time as we're about to dig into the weather models. We'll take another live look outside the Extol Media Studios at the gray on gray is what we have across the area. And let me bring up another look at the RADSAT. So the radar and satellite. As the sun comes up there, you can see the visible satellite can see the clouds, that layer of clouds, and it can't see the mist. The mist is too small to really see, but we've got a little bit of that mist. I wouldn't even call it drizzle. I would just call it mist around the area. All right, and let's bring up the weather models. And I think we'll bring up, and there is a difference in the high resolution weather models. We talk a lot about the HRR, the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. It goes out 48 hours. The NAM 3 kilometer also goes out 48 hours. Their timing tomorrow is a little different. The HRR, the last time I checked it, brings the rain in later tomorrow, which I think most of us would enjoy. And then the NAM 3 kilometer brings it in a little earlier. So we'll take a look at those models here. So let's bring them up. Future radar. And we're going to go to the NAM 3-kilometer reflectivity. I'm going to jump ahead to tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Yes, Christian, you got rain in the forecast too. So watch this as we play this, and this will help you out with that question. And Christian's got the gray skies there up around Indianapolis as well. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So this is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. They can see the rain out in Missouri. And I'm going to push this ahead to noon tomorrow. And it's going to show a little bit of light rain starting to move in as we head into the afternoon, with the heavier rain staying out to our west over southern Illinois. I'm going to jump ahead to around 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And there you can see some of that scattered rain starting to move into Kentucky, and a little bit of light rain over southern Indiana. So this here is at 3 p.m. Going to jump ahead a few hours here to 6 p.m. and just some light rain. Now, the lightest shade of green, not sure if that's going to touch the ground or not. And we'll look at the HRRR and compare and contrast here in just a second. And so let's move ahead here with our models. We'll go to 9 p.m. tomorrow for your Thursday evening. And showing some rain around the area and some of the heaviest rain off to our southwest. But look at this large system that's going to be hanging around for a while. All that's kind of got to move through our area as well, late Thursday through Friday. Okay. So now we're going into the late night hours Thursday. I'm going to just push this out basically to the overnight hours into Friday morning. This is 44 hours out. There you can see that rain across the region, just a stalled out front. And as I put on these temperatures, you can see the division in temperatures. That's why we're getting that rain kind of lined up like it is. Notice you got cold air to the north. And I would say we're chilly. And then you got the milder 60s to the south. And then in the middle, you've got anywhere you got these temperature differences, that sharp change in temperature, that's going to be a front, kind of a stalled out front. And that's where we find that rain lined up. So as I go back to the reflectivity, which is your rainfall, there you can see that rain lined up like that. Right there along that stationary front. And this goes to 7 o'clock Friday morning, and it shows, again, rain across the region. Winds will be light, Christian. So this shows you light rain there Friday morning up in Indianapolis. Might take a little longer to get up your way as I back this up. Oop. We'll go back to, so notice that for you, Christian, you're looking at longer dry time for Thursday as the rain stays south. Probably more of like a Friday thing for you up there in Indianapolis. Now going to now we're on the HRRR weather model, and this is tomorrow morning. Notice it's got a lot of rainfall out to our west. And as I go to like noon, 1 p.m., it keeps it out to the west. It's definitely a slower solution with the rainfall, which, again, I would take this one. I'd rather be drier for longer. And this is going into 4 p.m. Rain is starting to make its way into western Kentucky and near Evansville, Indiana, and going to around 6, 7 o'clock. And it is the slowest weather model bringing in this rain for Thursday. And then it brings in the rain for Thursday evening. So, you know, maybe the truth is somewhere in between these weather models. At some point in the afternoon, might start to get some rainfall, but not going to be a washout tomorrow. But the later we get Thursday, the wetter it will get. And then Friday, scattered showers across the region. Speaking of which, now I'm going to bring up the NAM, the NAM weather model. This goes a little bit farther out. So this is Thursday evening. We'll go into our Friday the 21st. Now this is 7 a.m. Friday. Again, notice all that rain stretching in a line out to the west. I'm just going to jump ahead to Friday afternoon. This is 4 p.m. Friday. Rain all around the Ohio Valley. And this is going into Friday night, still some scattered light rain across the area. We might pick up, with our Thursday, Friday rain total, I would say about ½ inch to 1 inch of rainfall probably for most locations. So not worried about severe weather. We're not worried about flooding. This is just kind of a nuisance rain that'll be around the area. And then this is Saturday morning. The rain starts to taper off. Might be kind of like this morning, a little bit of mist and drizzle left over before we're dry Saturday afternoon. So there we go. All right, now we're going to go fire up the GFS weather model. And this is going to take us through our Thanksgiving week. I'm going to start with the reflectivity. Again, that's rainfall. And I'm going to jump ahead to our Monday. I got to get my dates right here. So Monday the 24th. This is our Sunday. Another system developing to our southwest. We've been talking about this for a few weeks, that the last half of November would be a busier weather pattern. And here we go. So now we're going into our 24th of November, our Monday. The GFS shows some rain trying to move into our area, but most of it stays out west. Now, I will say the Euro is completely dry Monday. The models really bring in this rainfall as we head into Tuesday. So here is Tuesday morning, looking pretty wet again around the region. And all the models are pretty much on board for a soggy next Tuesday. There you can see a lot of that rain here for our November the 25th. So now we're going to be heading through our Thanksgiving week. This is Tuesday. I'm hoping, maybe if I'm lucky, that rain is gone Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning next week, November the 26th. That perhaps I can get my end of the year championship 18 holes of golf with my son next Wednesday, because he'll be out of school. We'll see about that. All right, so then we're looking pretty quiet here. I'm going to switch this over into precipitation type, because some colder air is beginning to move our direction Thanksgiving. But I doubt we'll see any snowflakes. So this is going into, this here's 11:27. So this is Thanksgiving morning. And we've got pretty quiet conditions across the region. The story, I think for Thanksgiving is going to be the chill on the way. So let me bring up one more sip from Big Happy here. So if the weather models stay like this, the good news is we're looking pretty quiet, but cold here for Thanksgiving. So this is Thanksgiving afternoon, and the chilly weather's moving in on the northwest flow. This has temperatures in the 30s, 40s around the region here for Thanksgiving Day. And then check this out. This is Black Friday morning. Now, I don't know if there's some crazy people that still go out early Friday and do that shopping, but it's time to bundle up if you do. That shows 20s Friday morning. Yeah, Christian, Michigan might have some snow. And then I'm going to go to Friday afternoon, 11:28, and it shows temperatures in the 30s around the region. So a little cold snap, it looks like, for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And for Indiana hunters out there, this would be probably the last weekend of gun season. And sometimes hunters like the cold weather because the deer like to walk around and stay warm. But that is 20s Saturday morning into our Thanksgiving weekend, and then Saturday afternoon, there you can see some 30s as well. So it looks like that cold air might linger here for us. And it is, look at these negative numbers here, negative teens, negative 20s, just up to the north here in Canada. So that cold air gets stronger and stronger, and eventually it starts to influence our weather as well, because we're starting to get a little bit of a dip in the jet stream. We start to get that northwest flow kicking in. Speaking of jet stream, let's see if we got a little buckle in the jet stream. Yeah, so there you can see that northwest flow in the jet stream that allows some of that cold air. Most of that cold air is locked up to the north, but some of that cold air begins to drop our direction. I'm going to go back to Friday. So there you can see here that jet stream takes that dip. That's what we call a trough. We'll put a T there, trough. There's a ridge out west. Ridges are warm, troughs are cold. So there you go. We got the upper levels dropping south and allowing that cold door to open up from Canada. How long does it last? All right, let's go to, so 27th, 28th is Friday, 29th Saturday. We're going to Sunday the 30th. Still pretty chilly around the area. And then this would be December the 1st. Looks like a system is going to move through or try to. This is getting far out, obviously. So on the cooler side, I'm going to December the 3rd now. I'm just looking for cold spells at this point. December 4th. It's December 4th afternoon, chilly. So yeah, as expected. Ooh, there's some good stuff. This is 384 hours out, December the 5th. Who knows if this will actually happen? But that if that northwest flow continues, we're going to get more and more of these cold spells in December. So we'll see about that. All right. Chillier stuff on the way. No surprise. I mean, when your brain thinks of December, you think of chillier weather on average. I shouldn't say on average. We just think of chillier weather. And since we were looking at the long range forecast, that has been then I'm going to bring up the Climate Prediction Center, the CPC. This starts off with the 6 to 10 day outlook. Shows just a little bit above normal. That's because our highs are going to be around 60 the rest of this week. And, that's a little bit above normal. And as I go to the 8 to 14 day outlook, it's starting to show that cold air intrusion into the United States. It puts us right about normal temperatures through next week. And then this is, as we saw, probably as we head towards Thanksgiving, looking at that cold air dropping our direction. So a little cold snap for Thanksgiving is the moral of the story here, and the weather pattern stays a bit unsettled as well, as we are looking at rain chances, especially late tomorrow, Friday. Get a little bit of a break Saturday afternoon, Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, another system, and then that cold spell late next week. So, and that'll wrap up November. We'll say goodbye to November after that. All right. There we go. And we're just talking on here, a gloomy start to the day. There you can see the low clouds are going to be stubborn today. I don't think we're going to clear out of these clouds. And we've got a little bit of mist hitting some of the windshields out there. And the temperatures, they are on the chilly side. Oh, I wanted to bring that up as well. Let me see if I can bring this back up as we look live out here. But at least it will be drier today. I mean, yesterday was just not a pleasant day out there. Let me bring up the current temps real quick. And then we'll do a recap of the forecast for our Wednesday. Happy hump day, by the way. You're halfway through the week. And here we go. And we do have, as I mentioned, a stalled out front. So we are north of the front. Notice it's 70 in Nashville, and then it's 40s here. And so basically south of the Kentucky-Tennessee state line, they've got that nice mild air, and then everything north is a bit chillier. And along that front is where that unsettled weather is going to start to bring back rain chances tomorrow and into Friday. That's where rain likes to gather, along those fronts. There we go. There's a look at our current conditions as well at extolmag.com/weather. Lily and Lasley saying, wow. Christian saying, wow as well. Marcus Barnes saying, look for cold and snowy December. Hey, I might be on board with that forecast. Lily and Lasley again saying, wow. And Marcus saying, I think we might see some snow here. I'll say we'll get some December snow. I'll say that. I'll go along with that. Susan saying the cold is good, dry is better. We'll be getting leaves up through December. A lot of leaves on the ground. I need to get a dry day to try to get the mower out there and to get that last mow to, because I'm not blowing those leaves. I'm just going to mow right over the top of them. Mark is saying, I think we'll see some snow here soon. Model's not picking it up right now. Need the cold air. Obviously, that's the main ingredient for the snow. And then you need to time up that cold air with a system moving through. And by the way, if you want to get a big snow, the biggest ingredient, of course, the cold air that I talked about. But if you can get a low-pressure storm system to ride over the Kentucky-Tennessee state line, the center of the storm system, right over Tennessee, right off to our south, that draws up that Gulf moisture into our area and then also wraps in the cold air. You get the combo of a lot of moisture and a lot of cold if you can get the center of low pressure just to our south. If the low pressure is too far north, it's too warm. If it's too far south, we don't have enough moisture. So that has always been the track of heaviest snow. So if you see me starting to talk about that L, that low pressure riding through Tennessee, especially in the wintertime, that's when you can bank on the heavier snows. Mary Dale, you have a good day as well. Thanks for coming into the show this morning. And we are going to get a recap of that forecast right now for those of you popping on a little bit later. So here we go. Here are the weather headlines for today. Cloudy, cool, a little bit of misty at times. Rain Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, continuing with scattered showers through our Friday, and maybe a little bit of light rain lingering into Saturday morning, and then a mostly dry weekend. There's that little cold spell we've been talking about for Thanksgiving and into Black Friday. In our forecast today, upper 40s, low 50s, just kind of a chilly day out there. It makes it feel colder when we've got this moisture in the air as well. And that is a no, Christian. We're pretty much done talking about the tropics this year. Hurricane season's over with. And stupid weather jokes of the day. How do farmers find more cows to buy? They look through a catalog. Number 2, I found a great place online to buy sausage. Hey, I'll send you a link. Number 3, I got hired at a thermometer factory, but it's just temp work. And number 4, I just got word that the company that makes yardsticks won't be making them any longer. Because you can't. All right. How many days? Thanksgiving, 8 days away. Earliest sunsets, 13 days. December 2nd, 5:22 p.m. Sunsets. Christmas, 36 days. Springtime, 122 days. The big weather history here, I will slap this on Facebook at noon today if you want to take a longer look, or you can watch the replay when we talked about it longer. And Marcus asking, how do I think the winter turns out? Stay tuned. I'll tell you more about that here in just a second, right after the 7-day forecast. So tonight, cloudy, cool, low 44 degrees. In tomorrow's forecast, we've got 40s in the morning, 50s in the afternoon. Rain chances ramp up as we head through late afternoon and evening time. I think we'll see a decent amount of dry time, though, tomorrow, as the latter half of Thursday looks wetter, and then scattered showers Friday, maybe a lingering shower early Saturday, but most of our weekend is dry. And, hey, temps aren't bad, around 60 degrees this weekend. Some of the models show a little rain chance Monday, but they all show a good rain chance next Tuesday. should be drying out next Wednesday. So as you were asking here, Marcus, I asked ChatGPT what the winter forecast would look like for the Ohio Valley, and it looks at everything. So what's good about the good old AI? Everybody's afraid of AI, and I get it, but I used to have to print out and compare like weak La Nina winters and what happened during those winters, and just kind of compare and contrast, and take notes. Well, it does it automatically in like a second. So it looks at the analogs, which was looking at the past weak La Nina winters. It's also looking at other factors. It's looking at everybody's forecasts, NOAA, maybe AccuWeather or other forecasts out there. So it's looking at everything. It's put everything together. And, oh man, Perry's on the 4th cup of coffee. And I would say, Perry, that I make my cup so big that I'm probably around 3 or 4 as well. So back to Marcus's question here. Yeah, AI's taking everybody's jobs, maybe even mine. So here we go. The best guess from ChatGPT is that the Ohio Valley is likely to experience a near normal to slightly below normal temperature average this winter, with elevated chances of cold stretches and more frequent wintry storms, snow, ice than a mild year. So what this says, it is leaning towards having more cold spells than mild spells. It's leaning towards that if we have the cold spells, we'll see more chances of snow. So it's saying we're going to have a winter. So there you go. We'll see if ChatGPT is correct. And I'll just go along with it because who the hell knows what's going to happen 3 months out? Nobody really does. The forecasts are frequently horrible when you look that far out. But the signals that we're looking at with the weak La Nina, the warm North Pacific, lean towards maybe a ridge out west and then a trough over the east. If we get locked in that pattern, we can get clipper systems, which give us a little bit of snow from time to time. Uh-oh, Christian's in the 2nd or 3rd cup of coffee. We're competing here on which cup we're at. Hey, and Marcus, cheers. Agreeing with that. All right. And hey, it'll be interesting, maybe before winter starts in a month from now, it's still not technically winter. We can load up ChatGPT and see if anything changes with that. But a good question there, Marcus. Thanks for bringing that up. And I want to give a shout out, as always, to the folks that make this possible here. Lyons Roofing, Lyons, right out of Memphis, Indiana, but they've got you covered on both sides of the river throughout Metro Louisville. 812-294-3595. They are looking for any window of dry time to get their work done for you. They're busy, but they will help you out if you want to get a free estimate. And we're getting these more frequent rain systems. Make sure there's no leaks or shingle damage. If you want to get the free estimates there, you can see that online at lionsroofingco.com, lionsroofingco.com. I want to thank our friends and partners here at Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg location. You can start off if you want here at ivytech.edu. Go to locations, go to Sellersburg. They've got an angel tree that they're going to have, this time of the year, so to help out their students that might have some extra needs. So if you want to, you're in the spirit of giving, head over there. Their campus right there, nestled at Highway 311 and I-65, 9 miles north of Louisville, right in the heart of Sellersburg. And they're becoming a community hub there in Sellersburg. Baptist Health is building an urgent care center there. They've got the Family Scholarship House that's being built. So they are expanding and really powering the workforce here in Southern Indiana. So think of them this time of the year as well. I want to thank Michael Long. He's been shooting discounts at us with our policies, giving us extra coverage with life insurance, which drops our monthly payments. You can get discounts with their app, with student discounts, with bundling. If you want to quote, they've had recent reductions in their prices. It's amfam.com. Search Michael Long, and boom, you're right there at his page. And you can give him a call too, 812-578-3072. And as I mentioned, Libs Paving, the largest paving contractor around, paving company around. They've got a career section here, and they might have some work for you, or maybe it's somebody that you know, or a friend, or an acquaintance, or their neighbor. there's opportunities out there. This is libspaving.com, Libb as in Ben, S, paving.com. And again, I want to remind you, I'm going to brag about our extolmag.com/weather. If you haven't visited, check it out. There are so many resources here. You can just go to extolmag.com and then you'll see the weather section. But we've got our live stream up. Thanks for liking or subscribing, hitting that red area right there to our YouTube channel. We're getting those numbers up. But there are the current conditions. This shows a special weather statement. If there's any alerts, they're going to be right there for you. You got moon phases, moonrise, moonset, air quality, clouds, precip, wind gusts, air pressure. I mean, it's every variable you can probably think of. So this shows that this special weather statement from the National Weather Service released this morning shows areas of clouds with fog and drizzle may lead to temporary reductions in visibilities on the roadways this morning. So just talking about some fog potential. You got your 8-day forecast right here, hourly forecast, my 7-day forecast that I put together, the weather story that I put together, extra regional and national weather maps, whether it's the Storm Prediction Center's outlooks for severe weather, watches, warnings, storm reports, Indiana weather and traffic, rivers and lake levels, drought status, regional radar. Here's the interactive map that has dozens, and I mean dozens of layers that you can take a look at and play around with and learn more about weather and become your own meteorologist right there. That doesn't include the other interactive map that has temperatures and winds and things like that. So there you go. Had to brag on the page. We've been working on that. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in here on this gloomy Wednesday morning. Happy hump day to you. And thanks for liking or subscribing on wherever you're watching here. And we're going to talk more about that rain on the way for tomorrow, for Friday. And we're going to look through, again, Thanksgiving week and fine-tune that forecast on tomorrow's edition, your Thursday edition, your November 20th edition of Ben at 10. All right, thanks for joining us this morning, making this your weather community, your weather family. And again, if you have any weather questions, you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments, and we'll try to get it answered for you. We'll see you next time.